What's up, beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Of all ages. You know that's the intro what we do. What's up, everybody? It's game day today. I hope everybody's excited. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. We're here live on YouTube, but, we're going to do it on Instagram. I'm going to be two places at once because I'm that type of guy, and I like to make sure that everybody that's here gets to hear what I say because I don't want to save it. It's easier to save it on YouTube. Whatever. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. Shout out to Target for another phenomenal shirt. Thank you. I'm going to continue to wear these Target shirts. Day 3 of trying to get Target to sponsor me. So, shout out to Target. Always doing me good. I got another dope shirt. Marvel Comics. It's game day. Let's go. Residency on the top of the hat. My man Residency keeping it locked in with me. So, go get yourself a Residency hat. If you use promo code RSF49ers, you get a little bit of a discount. So it's not bad. I help you out, and go get some Residency merch. Check the page, my page. I got a team shop, Trey area merch. It's been popping. So what's up, everybody? We got a game today, Saturday. My Minnesota Vikings. Let's go. Let's talk about it. We did talk about players to look forward to yesterday. We broke it down. But I want to open it up to questions. Let's see what you guys have to say. Drop some score predictions in the chat. Let's go. What's up, Brendan? What's up, 49ers Raj? What's up, SF 49ers for life? What's good, baby? YouTube Raj hits different. It does, doesn't it? I like the YouTube vibes. I love the YouTube vibe. It's a little different. I love it. Instagram. My man, C-Mac is on Instagram. He says, Whoa, Mac! Whoa, Mac! I think he's going to have a big game today. He had a hell of a game last week, and I think these rookies are going to continue to shine. We had some news today, developing story. We talked about it the other day. Remember, we said Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon, there was rumors that he had an ankle injury, and it was confirmed by Matt Barrows today. What's good, everybody? He had an ankle injury on Thursday. They're going to test it, and they think he's still going to be okay to play. I don't know. I would not play him if he had an ankle injury. That's only going to make it worse. I don't think that's smart. We did talk about Trey Sermon. I really don't think that it's looking good for him right now. I think he makes the roster, but a lot of people are not happy with the Trey Sermon injury. It's bad. He had injuries last year, slowed him down. He's already starting off this season with injuries right now. It's a bad look. Hopefully the ankle's okay. He's good to go, but I would not play him. You got TDP and Jordan Mason, who have been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal right now in training camp. And last week they looked good. So if I'm the Niners, I'm not even going to play Sermon today. I'll test the ankle, make sure it's good. Don't play him. I don't know. What do you guys think about Trey Sermon? It's not looking good for him. I don't think it's good. You need to rest him up. What's up, Raj? Bang, bang, Niner Gang. What's up, my man, Irvin? What time is kickoff? 4 p.m. Pacific. 4 p.m. Pacific. We got about 3 hours and some change. 3 hours and some change. Jordan Mason, baby. I'm telling you, Jordan Mason is the guy. I said it the other day. I said yesterday, I'm predicting a big game for Jordan Mason. I'm predicting a touchdown for Jordan Mason today. Book it right here. Jordan Mason touchdown today. I think TDP could have one, but I think Jordan Mason is the guy. Another day for Danny Gray, says cool. I think Danny Gray might have a good day. I think these rookies are going to be shining again today. This is the showcase. The preseason's about the backups, the rookies, the undrafted players. These guys getting their development. We talked about yesterday, and I think Danny Gray could have another big day. You got Nate Sudfeld and Brock Purdy out there, and I think Danny Gray might be a big focal point on the offense. I'm wouldn't be surprised if Danny Gray has a big day. Drake Jackson, we talked about him. Kamoko Toure, I think he's going to continue to build off of last week's performance. So we'll see. My man, not Joe Flacco. He says, I don't think Shanahan even wanted to draft him. That was a Lynch pick. Oh, interesting take that Kyle Shanahan didn't want Trey Sermon. Maybe. It's very likely because they did draft 2 running backs last year. They got Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell. And Elijah Mitchell was the guy that came in and shined last year, right? He shined last season. I don't know. That's a good take. That's something we should definitely think about and talk about because sometimes it could be a Lynch guy. sometimes it could be a Kyle guy. Like there's certain fingerprints on a guy that's drafted in this team. And Adam Peters. We know Adam Peters does the late round work. He does the undrafted guy. Like the gems are usually found by Adam Peters. He does a lot of the talent scouting. But that is an interesting take by Flacco. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Trey Sermon was a Kyle guy? He gave him the vote of confidence last week. He says, oh, he looked good. He was running hard. He just didn't have holes to get through. And that's what they said last week is there was not a lot of holes to run through. You know what I mean? And again, there was no Trent Williams. The lanes weren't, gaping. He just looked a little slow last week. I don't know. Because Jordan Mason ran okay. TDP ran okay. Jermichael Hasty ran okay. Trey Sermon, 1.8 yards a carry last week. I don't know. The injury definitely is not good for him. I think he needs to rest out this week. They said he's okay, though, but they're going to test it. Definitely something we need to keep an eye on. Elijah Mitchell, how's he doing? He's dealing with a hamstring injury. He's going to miss the preseason, which was reported last week. So he's on the mend right now. That's another guy. I love Elijah Mitchell. Running back one, great player. He set the Niners rookie season in rushing yards. This guy looks like he could be running back one. Kyle Shanahan's dynamic offense. But he had missed 6 games last week last year with a knee injury. Not only that, he came into the off season after a knee surgery, and then now he has a hamstring injury. So Elijah Mitchell, that's another guy. They have to be very careful with him and make sure that they don't get him injured. This is the thing with the Shanahan and his running backs. He always drafts running backs because he gets them hurt. They run so hard. They run so physical. They had Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida, McKinnon. They've cycled through running backs like crazy. They all got hurt. They all have talent. We know how good they are on the offense, but they just somehow end up getting hurt. I don't know. S-Reg says he's not a fan of Trey Sermon. A lot of people aren't. When you get injured, people are upset. They're frustrated, and I get it, rightfully so. You want the player to produce, but at the same time, it's not like they're trying to get injured. It's not like he's trying to get injured. I feel bad for Trey Sermon. He hasn't been able to catch footing because he's just getting, stunted in his development because of these injuries. It's tough, Brennan says, I hope Trey Sermon can be the player we thought he could be. I think we all do. I think we all want Trey Sermon to be the player that we thought he could be. We know he has the talent, but maybe this is not the right system for him because Shanahan likes these quick, fast, elusive backs. I don't know if Trey Sermon fits the mold of a Kyle Shanahan back. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he fits the mold of a Kyle Shanahan running back? So, I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely something to think about. It's a good comment. Good topic. Ray saying that boy drunk. You see that yesterday? So on my Twitter, yesterday. So I posted the highlight that the 49ers had posted of Trey Lance in training camp. The first play of the clip, Trey Lance throwing a deep pass to Ray McCloud. Ray goes out and catches it. And I think I captioned the tweet. I was like, oh, that deep bomb to Ray though. And I was like, it's hyping the play up. Some guy comments under it and he goes, oh, with that wobbly pass, Ray wouldn't be catching that ball. And then Ray McCloud dunked on him. He goes, what are you, drunk? What are you, drunk? Stupid. His fans worrying about the wobble. Trey Lance has a little wobble in the pass sometimes, right? We're worrying about too much. The ball gets to where it goes. At the end of the day, he gets the ball where it goes, and he throws a deep pass. He has a cannon. It gets to where it goes, where it needs to be at the end, and he puts it where the receiver can get it. I don't care if he has a wobble. Peyton Manning had a wobble, but a lot of fans are being very critical of Trey Lance's deep pass because of a little bit of a wobble. And Ray McCloud dunked on him and says, what are you, drunk? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. When these players come out and they destroy a fan, he backed. Well, I was trolling. He took a big L on that. He got ratioed so bad by Ray. And the throw was not a duck. Like, it was a dime. The throw was nice. I don't know what people expect. Man. What do you guys expect out of him? He's throwing darts. Reyes says, I want to see the starters. Well, it's preseason. This is what it's for. It's for backups and developmental players. Because if you put the starters out in week 2 of preseason and they get hurt, you're going to be crying. You're going to be crying that they shouldn't have played the starters. So either way, this team can't win. You either want to see the starters or you don't want them to get hurt. It's not a big deal. They had 2 scrimmages against the Vikings. this week in joint practice. I don't think it's that big of a deal. We're going to see some starters next week for the dress rehearsal. And then 2 weeks after that, the season starts. Drake Jackson cleared for today. Yeah, he's playing. Drake's playing. Drake Jackson, I think he's going to have a big game. I said this yesterday on YouTube. I think Drake Jackson is primed for a monster game. This is a Drake Jackson big game. My man C-Mac says, diehard slob over the wobble. Jimmy G, diehard slob over the wobble. He says, 34 people in here and only 8 likes. Go smash that like button, folks. Let's hit that like button. We got to get them likes up on the YouTube. But what do you guys think about Drake Jackson? I think he had a great game last week, and I think he's going to continue to show up. And if Drake Jackson has a big game today, he's just going to keep dialing up that depth chart. I love Drake Jackson, man. I really like this guy. He looked very, bendy, flexible last week. He showed his bend. It's impressive. And that was his first game as an NFL pro. He's only getting better. I'm a big fan of Drake Jackson. As you know, I was a big fan of the draft pick. That is my favorite pick of the draft. I was so excited because now you have a guy on the opposite side of Bosa. Once he kind of gets to his groove and he, gets his full potential, Drake Jackson is going to be the guy that we've been wanting. We've been waiting to help Nick Bosa on the edge. We wanted D Ford to be that guy, but unfortunately the injuries caught up. I think Drake Jackson is going to be everything we wanted out of D Ford and more. You got a Ferrari on one side and a Corvette on the other side, and you're going to speed, crash, and burn quarterbacks. Drake is going to be fun. I think he's going to have a nice night today. I think he's going to get a sack. That's one thing I was hoping to see last week. He was getting back there, but he couldn't finish the play, and I think he's going to finish that play today and get a sack today. It's going to be nice. That's one thing. Like, we're going to play against mobile quarterbacks, and we're going to make it difficult on them because now we can close those lanes. We got a guy that can pursue on one side and another guy that can pursue on the other side. And then there's depth to give them breaks and stuff. So Drake Jackson was a phenomenal pick. I'm excited for him. Another guy, though, Kamoko Toure, man. Kamoko Toure last week, all over the place. You see his Instagram post on his story. He goes, as long as I'm around, that boy's going to be all right. Toure's kind of taken these younger guys under his wings. He's a great veteran. This was a steal of a signing. Kamoko Toure was a steal of a signing for the Niners. He played good for the Colts. He was a very nice pass rusher there. And now he's playing on the Niners with Chris Kasurk as his D-line coach. Very underrated signing. I'm excited that we got Kamoko Toure. I mean, I'm super, super happy. He has a motor. You're right, Brandon. He has a very big motor, just high energy. In training camp, that's what he did. He just was locked and loaded. He was all over the field. I love this guy. I think he's a nice little veteran to add to the mix, and we got other guys, on that line. Kerry Hyder, Omenahu, who's his birthday today. Shout out to Charles Omenahu. Happy birthday. You also have Samson Ebukam. So much talent on this line, man. And then you got Javon Kinlaw. We've talked about him, how he looks like the Incredible Hulk. And if this man stays healthy, good night for the rest of us. This D-line is scary. Sheesh. My man, Rohan, what's up, baby? What's up, Rohan? Appreciate you. Go check out Rohan and all his content. This man has crushed it this whole offseason, and he continues to crush. So, my man, what's up? Go give Rohan a big follow. That's my boy. I can't believe he's only 18 years old. This dude is incredibly wise and smart and just a great content creator. So go check him out. What's my final score prediction? That's a great question. I said yesterday that I think it's going to be a 23-24-10 game. We'll say 23-10 is going to be around a game like that. I think the Niners are going to be able to flex their muscle on offense. I think they have 2 solid backup quarterbacks. You got my man Nate Sudfeld, Brock Purdy. They looked good last week. I think they'll continue to kind of be there. They were aggressive in training camp, joint practices. That's what Fred was saying, how they just imposed their aggressiveness and physicality. I think that the Niners should win 24-10. But, I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings score more. They did have a good time against us, our backup cornerback, so that's something to keep an eye on. But I really feel that the Niners are going to come out and just kind of handle this game. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that they're going to handle it. I'm not too worried about the Vikings. They're not playing their starters. They do have a very well-rounded team, though. So if they were to score more, I would not be surprised. But I think right now, final score 24-10, my man. Appreciated. Lifted Mike. Just subscribe. Appreciate you. Brock Purdy, QB2. Brock Purdy looked good against the backups. I hope he continues to shine. And if Brock Purdy plays well, I think Brock Purdy's going to solidify himself on the 53-man roster. You know, will Kyle keep 3 quarterbacks? If Purdy shows that he can do a good job managing the team, I think you keep him on the roster. I know it's going to be tough with roster cuts, and we have great D-line depth. Whoever we cut on the D-line can start anywhere else, but you don't want to cut certain players because somebody else can steal your player off the waiver wire, and then you don't get them back. Like, it's a very strategic process in cutting players and making those roster cuts to secure, you know, your practice squad. Because if you cut the wrong guy, it might be the right guy for someone else. You know what I mean? Is you cut a certain player, like if the Niners cut Jordan Mason, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to take him, probably the Seahawks, and stash him on their team. Like, you cannot lose certain players. So you might have to be forced to put certain players on this roster that you may not have wanted to keep on the 53, but because if you don't keep them on your 53-man roster, then somebody's going to stash them and steal them. So it's a very tough process. They have to cut 5 more players by Tuesday, and then you got the 53-man roster cut on the following Tuesday. So this is a tough business, and that's what this game is about. This week is to evaluate those backups, evaluate the rookies. Who's going to make the team, you know? The O-line, we've talked about it. Who is making this O-line? You know, there's a lot of question marks on this right side of the line. We know that Mike McGlinchey's the guy at right tackle, but he's been nursing an injury. So if he's not able to go, or if he misses time this season, you need to have a good swing tackle that could step in and be that guy. We've been talking about that all week. Colton McKivitz is a guy that they're looking at. You got Jordan Mills, Jalen Moore, but he's hurt. So it's a big battle this week. So O-line is something we gotta take a look at. Jake Brendel, I think, wins the center spot because, you know, Dan Brunskill is hurt, and that's something we have to look at. Is Dan Brunskill? I don't know if he's going to play because starters aren't going to play, but if he does play, we need to see how effective he is. A guy that I'm really impressed with is Jason Poe. If he has another solid outing, I think he makes his mark, and he could, you know, make this 53-man roster. So O-line is a battle. We really need to see who's making that 53-man roster. What's up, Blackbeard? My man, what's good? D. Torres. Let's see. Let's get to some of these Instagram questions. Poe is second string for now. Yeah, I think that's the guy that they're going to keep locked and loaded. He looks great, man. He looked good in training camp. I was impressed with him, and he continues to kind of impress in the game. He had a nice, solid game last week, so I like Poe. Undrafted. The guy can play full. This is a versatile guy, and Kyle loves his versatility. What's up with Alfredo Gutierrez? D. Torres says, again, I've talked about Alfredo. Just, he doesn't look like he's going to make the roster, unfortunately. I don't even think he makes the practice squad. He'll probably get cut, you know, unfortunately for him. You know, he's a big guy. He just looks slow. He looks kind of clunky out there. So it's unfortunate. How long is Trey playing? Trey Lance is not playing today. No rookies. No rookies are playing, or not rookies, no starters. Sorry, no starters are playing in today's game. So you can stop asking the Lance questions. They're not playing their starters. This is the second game of the preseason. Again, this is a game for the undrafted guys, the rookies, the developmental players, the guys on a bubble to get their shot. They need to put film on the tape, you know, film on the out there. And even if they don't make the roster, like certain players aren't going to make the roster, but they still need film out there so they can show people like, hey, this is my film, this is my highlights. Take a look at me, because they're still trying to get a job. You know, even if you're an odd man out of this roster, you might not make the final cut. You still want to have some film out there so you can go send it to another team and they could look at you. Because injuries happen, they're going to look around the waiver wire. Who's free agent? Oh, this guy looked good against the Green Bay, or this guy was on the Niners. He played really good against the Vikings. We had a good, we kept him on our radar, and then, you know, you can sign him. Like, for example, let's say that TDP, we're just using this as an example. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. TDP, let's say he has a phenomenal game today. Like, oh my God, but he gets cut. Oh my God, the Niners are crazy. They cut him. Let's say in a week or so, a team has a big injury to a running back, and they know TDP is available on the waiver wire or on free agency. They're going to sign him because they're like, oh man, remember what he did against Minnesota with the Niners? That's what this game's about, is giving these players that may not make the roster the opportunity to get some film out there. But they want a job after this. They're still going to want a job. So no starters tonight. Yeah, Keyshawn picked up by Atlanta. Josh Hockett picked up by the Cardinals. He's gonna tell us all. He's gonna tell them all the dirty little secrets. So, my man Deep Booyah says, "I'm proud of this team. Lynch and Shanahan have built. It's literally a team built from the ground up, brick by brick, and that's one thing you have to really appreciate. And we've talked about that before. That you can hate Kyle, you can hate Shanahan all you want. Like, I know they haven't been perfect. They've made some mistakes, right? They've made some mistakes. But look at the team that they built. They took this team from the depths of below. Like, they were left for dead. The talent on this roster was bleak. They had Brian Hoyer at starting quarterback at one point. Brian Hoyer. But look at this team now. They have some of the best players at almost every position. You have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. You have George Kittle, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. It's incredible the talent they have, the team that they've built from the ground, from the draft process. It's a homegrown talent, and you got to respect it. So you're right. That's a good comment. That's one we got to look at it. You got to realize that they have built this team from nothing, from scratch. They brought in players, free agency. They brought in Kyle Juszczyk in their first free agency, and he's been a big piece of this team. So shout out to Kyle and John, man. They've done a great job crafting this roster. There was nobody on this team. When they first started, the talent on this team, whoo, you got to pay after that. Give me the Warriors vibe. Yeah, man, it's true. The Warriors built their team through the draft. The Niners built this team through the draft. IMO Global says, we have to win a ring with this group. Lost out on the Gore and Willis area. We got to win it. They've had chances. They've had chances with this franchise many times, and they just fall short. Last year was so close. I hope they get a ring with this group, man. We have such a star-studded team. Like Kittle, Trent Williams. These guys deserve a ring. Willis and all them, they deserved a ring. Bowman, all those guys. Justin Smith, they deserved a ring. They deserved a ring. Joe Staley deserved a ring. We can't let Kittle and Trent Williams and guys like that retire without a ring. We got to get a ring. We got to get them a ring. We got to get that 6 someday. So, do we keep 3 QBs? I think we do. If Brock Purdy plays well, I think we do. Let's see. Let's answer some of these questions over here on Instagram. Appreciate you. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Let's take a few more questions. Again, drop your score predictions in the comments on this YouTube after it's done. When it posts, drop your comments. Drop your score predictions. I think later in the season, I'm gonna start doing like a score prediction contest. If you get the score, or if you're the first one to get the score, I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but we'll do something fun. Right? We got to do something fun, or maybe I'll shout you out if you get the score correct. I think that's what we'll do. So if you get the score correct, the next day on the live stream, I'll shout you out and give you your flowers, so you can be proud of yourself for getting the score right. Because everybody likes to say, "Well, I called the score out." So this is what I'll do. If you drop the score on the comments, and when I look through the comments and I see that you picked the score out, I'll say, "Hey, blah blah blah, got the score right." I'll give you a little shout out on the live. So that's what we'll do. Are we getting anything for Jimmy, or are we just gonna cut him? I think we're going to cut him. I don't think anybody's going to take him. I do not think that we are going to trade Jimmy to anywhere. Nobody really wants him. It doesn't seem like the Browns they're going to get him. They're okay with Jacoby Brissett. Pretty much every team has a quarterback that they're okay with, and I think he gets cut. And if he goes somewhere after that, then it happens. But I think the Niners are going to cut him. It was interesting because Jed York, yesterday on the Tim Kawakami podcast, he did say they're still okay with keeping Jimmy at his salary right now. He said that, last year, and he stood by his word. He doubled down on them saying we are okay with keeping Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster at his current salary. This was yesterday. Jed York doubled down on it. I mean, I'll give him credit for doubling down on it because he didn't change his stance, but at this point, you got to cut your ties. What do you guys think? Do you think they should cut Jimmy? Do you think they should hold on to him? Do you think they should keep him or cut him? Keep him or cut him? My man C-Max says, keep him with his salary, but won't give him a playbook. I mean, that's the thing, because if they give him the playbook and then he eventually goes somewhere, they don't want him to give that playbook to anybody. You're going to keep him without a playbook. You ain't studying film, Jimmy. You ain't getting the playbook. We're going to keep you. It's weird, isn't it? I don't know. You think it's kind of weird. My man, CG Ruthless, what's good, my man? He says we're cutting him at this point. I think so, too. I think we end up cutting him. Desco says we keep him. HBK says, to be honest, we keep him. Jimmy, no, he loves us. Does he, though? I don't know. Third string, Jimmy. He might be fourth string. I mean, I don't think they keep him. They already have 2 quarterbacks that they're okay with. You got Nate Sudfeld. You got Brock Purdy. It's a new era. I mean, this is the new era. This is the new wave that they're entering. You know, you're going to have Trey Lance season. Your backup is Sudfeld and Purdy. I think they end up cutting him. They said they're okay with it. You know, they've tried to get rid of him, but nobody seems to want him. I think end up cutting him, because if they don't cut him after August 30th, his money's fully guaranteed. It would help their cap. You know, it would help their cap space. I think they end up cutting him. I don't know. I think they cut him. We'll see, though. We got 2 more weeks until cut days. We got 2 more days, or 2 more weeks, and then we are going to find out what happens. If they keep Jimmy and it's the final cut day, it's going to be a popping. 49ers Twitter is going to be popping. Am I going to view the game? I'll be watching the game. I hope everybody else will be watching it. I am not allowed to stream the game anymore because Instagram will shut me down. So, sorry to those that want me to stream the game, but I cannot risk losing my page. I got my page deactivated 2 days in a row, and it's in my best interest to not, because of the copyright rules. So I am very sorry. But Yahoo Sports, they stream the games for free. So very sorry, I cannot stream the games this year. If it changes, I'll let you know. But at the moment, just don't want to take the risk of losing my page on a preseason game. So I'm very, 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 very sorry. I hope you guys can continue to support the page, but I will try to figure out ways to do something. But at the moment, I can't. So I'm sorry. We have a star in Lance, even being unbiased. He's got all the intangibles. I just know it. I think he does. I mean, that's what we've been talking about. The media is starting to see it. People are starting to switch the narrative, right? That Trey Lance is that guy that they're saying MVP. People are talking about Trey Lance MVP. He has the tools. We know he has the ceiling. He's just got to teach him. We just got to lead him, and he's just got to get those reps, and I think everything will play out well. You know, they got a great team around him, and, you know, you got a good coaching staff. You got Debo, Kittle, Ayuk. He has it. Mentally, he has it. So, my man says Trey Lance is good in the new Madden. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. I'll have to dominate people up. Darth says, thoughts on Global Freeze? He sounds like he's a real professional. I don't know. He sounds like a lawyer. That's what Smitty says. That's what I think. My man, Bilo, what's good? What's good, man? BBQ or mildew? That's right. Barbecue or mildew? My man, Spencer Burford says, let's see. Any final questions of you know, going up before this game? I just wanted to open this up again for questions and comments and your guys' thoughts. You guys did a great job providing some questions today and give me something to talk about. But, yeah, let's see what you guys have. We'll answer maybe 2 or 3 more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. We got a game to prep for. I got to get my tummy filled up. Shout out to Target once more. Give me more shirts. Let's get a sponsorship going with Target. Do I have a PS5? I actually have an Xbox. I should get a PS5. I didn't play games for a long time, so I'm behind the wave on the video game front. I'm not gonna lie. My man Bilo says, I'm calling it. Mason's gonna truck a linebacker and run wild. I think so. I think Mason's going to go phenomenally crazy today. My man Jair says, working out while listening to you. My man, appreciate you, man. Let's go. My man CG says, who do you expect to step up against the Vikings? You know what? I didn't mention him today, and I need to mention him because I talked about him a lot yesterday. Quantrez Knight, cornerback, undrafted, UCLA. Keep an eye on this guy. He looks like he's a rising guy on the roster. He's a riser. Quantrez Knight, I think, is going to have a day. Him and Sam Womack, I feel like, are going to be locked in, and they're going to have some big plays. Quantrez Knight gave the Vikings fits during joint practice, man. I'm telling you guys, keep an eye on Q Knight. This is the guy I think that's going to have a big X-factor impact on defense. Check him out. Cornerback, UCLA, undrafted. That's the guy. That's the guy. Kamoko taking a spot. Yeah, dude, I love Kamoko Toure, man. I love Kamoko Toure. Which running backs are we keeping? Again, we talked about running backs. TDP, man, locked and loaded with TDP. Jordan Mason, if he has a phenomenal game tonight, there's no way you cut him. And then I think Jeff Wilson probably makes the final cut. He's that veteran presence. And you know, I think Kyle is loyal to Jeff Wilson. And you got Elijah Mitchell. Trey Sermon, I think we end up keeping him, but it's not going to be pretty. He might. If this ankle injury gets any worse, he could start the season on the PUP. Or I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just going to throw it out there. And Jermichael Hasty, we know, is the biggest preseason warrior. This man comes to play in the preseason, and he earns a spot. Jermichael Hasty might steal a spot. I don't know. We'll see. Big Snap says Lenore will get a pick 6. I like it. I like the prediction. I think Lenore could have a big game. These young cornerbacks have been nice this training camp, and they all stood out in joint practice from what I heard. Lenore pick 6. I love it. I hope he does. But I think it's going to be Quantrez Knight, who's the cornerback that we're like, oh, what a game. That's the guy I'm looking to have a big game. So, Kagon says he's predicting 2 interceptions for the defense today. Let's go. I hope so. Do you still see Hasty around your building, Drew? Saw him one time in the last 2 months. I haven't seen him much. He's been grinding. Boy, been grinding. Trying to get on this roster. Do I have the receipts for the Viking fan page? I do. We have all the receipts. We might have to post them after the game. Oh, man. I can't wait. My man, IMO Global says Purdy is going to have a 30-yard rushing touchdown. Wow. Book it. Let's go. That's a bold take. Dale the GOAT says, is any of the starters playing? No, they're not, Dale. Not today. Is Trey playing? Nope. Let's see, man. Well, I'm excited for this game. I appreciate you guys for tuning in for a short amount of time. Again, I just wanted to come on, get on live, and talk with you, chop it up. We talked for 30 minutes, man. This is fun. This is great times. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. YouTube, man, we pulled up to 3K subscribers this week. It's incredible. I can't wait to post more content on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Tarjay. Somebody in the comments earlier says I'm pronouncing it wrong. I know it's Tarjay. They got to hook me up. Tarjay. Appreciate y'all on Instagram. We'll be live later after the game, breaking it down with the Quad Box. And Quad Box is making a return. I got an announcement. We've been talking behind the scenes. I know we haven't really Quad Boxed in a long time, but we're going to make it a Friday show on YouTube specifically. We are back, and we are loaded. C-Mac and Vlad have had a lot of things going on over the last couple months, so we've been waiting, but we are officially coming back on Fridays with the Quad Box. Me and Smitty, we did a show yesterday, and we are going to continue doing our Wednesday show on YouTube, so look forward to that. And every day I'm live giving you content, so appreciate you. Let's have a good night. Let's have a good game. And remember to comment on the video on YouTube, and I will shout you out if you get the score correct tomorrow when we go live and we recap the game. So please drop a comment on the YouTube. If you get the score right, I'll shout you out. I love you guys so much. Honestly, I appreciate y'all so much. Doing this full time is fun. I did get to see some patients today, though. I worked in the morning at one of the clinics I work at, and I helped them out. They were so happy to see me, all these patients. It's nice doing that kind of work on the side and still being appreciated and helping people and making an impact. So it's the way I like to do it, and I get to focus on this. So right now, life is great, and I appreciate the support. I love you. Have a good day. Let's enjoy the game. Bang, bang. Not a gang. Let's get this done, baby!